A very interesting IPO that's preparing to hit the Indian market. It's called Treehouse Preschool. It's a preschool company. It's about 3 years old, and it has filed, the company has filed a draft red herring prospectus with SEBI. Now, before we go across to actually meet the company, Sudhir Sayal, my colleague who tracks entrepreneurs and startups very closely, joins us to give us a quick introduction into what this company does and what this IPO is going to be about. Sudhir.
Yes, Faye, I just wanted to touch on the sector first. The preschool market in India is a fast-growing market which is valued at approximately $1 billion. It's growing by as much as 36% year-on-year, and the key reasons for this growth include the low penetration of preschools in India and the fact that almost 50% of the country's population is less than the age of 24. Now, coming to the company, Treehouse. The company was set up in 2003. In the last 7 years, it set up as many as 177 preschools in 23 cities across India. Of the 177, 108 are self-operated, while the remaining run on a franchisee model. Their services now primarily include play schools, nurseries and daycare facilities for children aged between 1.5 and 5.5. Now let's look at what's really worked for them so far. It's two things. Firstly, they're one of the few players to offer a branded preschool offering in a sector which is still extremely disorganized. Secondly, it's their stress on teaching methods and syllabi. The founders, husband-wife duo Rajesh and Geeta Bhatia, both come from an education background and have almost a decade of experience. Their expansion has also contributed to a fantastic growth in revenues. In the financial year 09-10, they notched up revenues of 21.87 crores. This was almost double of what they posted in the previous year. In the first 9 months of this financial year, they have notched up revenues of 30 crore rupees, and their profit after tax last financial year stands at 2.59 crore, while they have notched up profits of 7 crore in the first 9 months of this financial year. Now, the company is looking to raise between 14 and 18.5 crores in this IPO, and they propose to use the funds for the expansion of their preschool business and to create educational complexes in Rajasthan and Gujarat. This is the first independent play school chain that has filed its DRHP. Some of their biggest competitors in the space include Eurokids and Kidsy, both owned by industry Goliaths, Educomp and Z. It's David taking on Goliath here, Faye, and his Treehouse's complete focus on the play school space that is really banking on.
All right, Sudhir, thanks for that information. In fact, we caught up with the management of Treehouse Play School as well, and this is what they had to say about their hopes for the company and where they see it go forward and what sort of an opportunity it offers to retail investors. Guys, thank you so much for speaking with us on All About IPOs. Just to give the retail investor a view of what your company does, could you just take us through what makes Treehouse Preschools different from other preschools in the market?
Treehouse is the largest self-operated preschool, branded preschool chain in India. This is what the latest CRISIL report has said for us. Now, being self-operated, they tend to have a different flavor, in terms of quality control, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of ambience, in terms of providing safety features to children, in terms of the quality of human resource, that is the teachers. So all of that is taken care of quite beautifully, such that children at large are benefited. And
this is a very interesting industry to be part of. In fact, we've picked it on the show because this is the first time the Indian market will see such an interesting theme come in. From your point of view, from where you're looking at the company in the future, what's your vision for the company in the next maybe decade?
See, as a company, we also do a couple of other things. We do K-12 school management services. So we manage 12 schools currently. We also have upward of 35 teacher training institutes, which we manage, and these teacher training institutes actually train teachers for our preschools. Now, the vision definitely is to provide high quality education across the large metros in the country.
From your point of view, where you're looking at the industry, there have been a lot of studies being done about education as an industry, but preschooling particularly is slightly different from the rest of the education sector. So where do you see this industry growing in the future? How do you see it going forward?
See, from whatever reports we've read that have come out from CRISIL and some of the other organizations, the preschool industry per se is right now a 4,300 crore market or thereabouts. And over the next couple of years, it's expected to go to close to 12 to 15,000 crore market size. That's the preschool market size. And the whole market is kind of converging from the unorganized players to the branded organized players. Now within the branded organized players there are franchisee players, and we are the single largest non-franchisee kind of a player, where franchising is a very small part of our business per se.
Right, so that was the management of Treehouse Play School. Jagannathan, I'm going to bring you in here very quickly. Obviously an interesting theme, something that hasn't hit the market up till now. Do you think it offers an opportunity for retail investors to consider a preschool?
Again, I think as I was mentioning that I think this is the time of that series of new age themes we are seeing one after other. Again, this company is the largest in terms of number of company operated play schools. They have about 177 total play schools and 108 company operated, and remaining are franchises. The company has grown quite fast, because couple of years back the company's profit was as low as 50 lakh rupees, and now it is making about 10 crore rupee profit this year. So the growth has been good, because and also the company has got the funding from couple of private equity funds, Matrix and FCVI. So again, that shows a level of confidence from the institutional investors about the company's credentials and the management and the vision. And the investment of the private equity funds came around about 67 rupees or so. So while the price of the IPO is not known yet, but most likely the market expectation is that the price may be around 130-140 rupees. That may make the company's IPO a little expensive, but as you appreciate that in case of high growth new age themes, you have to pay that kind of premium. But one should see eventually how the company will do in the medium to long term.
So at what rate do you think it would make sense for a retail investor to consider this IPO? Is there a particular price that you're looking at, a band that you're looking at that makes sense?
I think if it is around 80, 90, 100 rupees, it will be a fantastic opportunity. But anything above, I think one has to take a sensible call whether he is a short-term or medium-term or long-term investor. But even 130, 140, I believe it will be fully priced, in the sense the company is having growth potential and you are paying for it. But anything lower, around 100, it will be a very good bet.
So that's the verdict coming in on the Treehouse Play School. Remember, he said if you get it in the pricing of 100 rupees per share, that would make excellent pricing, something to consider. We're going to keep an eye on this very interesting IPO. When they do file their RHP and when they decide to start their roadshow, we're going to let you know, so you can decide whether or not you want to be part of this issue.